Have you ever been drawn to someone who made you feel anxious, confused, or even hurt? And yet you couldn't walk away. You thought about them constantly. You replayed conversations in your head. You waited for their messages. And when they finally gave you attention, it felt incredible. Almost like love. But what if it wasn't love at all? What if what you were feeling was trauma? Your brain doesn't fall in love the way you think. It doesn't look for what's healthy. It looks for what's familiar, so if you grew up around emotional inconsistency, unpredictability, or conditional affection, your brain learned something very specific. That love is unstable. That love comes and goes. That love must be earned. So when you meet someone who triggers those same feelings, your brain doesn't see danger. It sees something that feels right, even if it hurts you. This is where things start to get confusing, because trauma-based attraction doesn't feel weak. It feels intense. Stronger than anything else. You feel pulled toward the person. You think about them all the time. You feel a rush when they give you attention, and a crash when they pull away. This cycle creates something powerful, an emotional dependency. And it's not random. It's chemical. When someone gives you affection, your brain releases dopamine, the same chemical linked to pleasure and reward. But when that affection is inconsistent, your brain starts chasing it. This is called intermittent reinforcement. It's the same mechanism used in gambling. You don't know when the reward is coming, so you keep trying. You keep hoping. And when you finally get that attention again, it feels even stronger. Not because it's real love, but because your brain is relieved. Relieved from the anxiety. Relieved from the uncertainty. Over time, you stop chasing the person and start chasing the feeling. You begin asking yourself questions like, why are they like this? What did I do wrong? How can I make them stay? But here's what's really happening. You're not building a connection. You're trying to solve a pattern. A pattern your brain already recognizes. And this is where trauma disguises itself as love, because the intensity feels meaningful. The emotional highs feel real. The attachment feels deep. But it's not built on stability. It's built on inconsistency. Real love doesn't need chaos to feel strong, but trauma does. Trauma needs tension. It needs uncertainty. It needs emotional swings. Because without those things, it feels unfamiliar. And unfamiliar feels uncomfortable. That's why healthy relationships can feel strange. Too calm, too predictable, too easy. And many people walk away from those relationships not because something is wrong, but because something feels missing. What's missing is the chaos they're used to. This is one of the most dangerous parts. Because your brain begins to associate intensity with love, pain with connection, and anxiety with attraction. You might start believing things like, if I feel this strongly, it must be real. If it hurts this much, it must matter. If I can't let go, it must be love. But those beliefs are not truth. They are conditioning. Conditioning from past experiences that taught your brain what love looks like. And if those experiences were unstable, then your idea of love becomes distorted. You don't look for peace. You look for intensity. You don't feel safe in consistency. You feel safe in unpredictability. And that's where the cycle repeats. You're drawn to people who activate your emotions, not people who protect your peace. And the more this happens, the harder it becomes to tell the difference between love and trauma. But there is a difference. Real love is not confusing. It doesn't disappear and come back. It doesn't make you question your worth. It doesn't leave you feeling anxious all the time. Real love is steady. It's consistent. It's safe. And for many people, that safety feels unfamiliar at first, because they've never experienced it. But unfamiliar doesn't mean wrong. It means new. And sometimes the thing that feels the least intense is actually the healthiest. So if you find yourself constantly overthinking, constantly waiting, constantly chasing someone's attention, ask yourself this: am I feeling love, or am I reliving a pattern? Because once you see the difference, everything starts to change. If this made you realize something, subscribe. Because most people stay stuck in this cycle without ever understanding why.